Right then, it's the shouty bearded bloke standing outside Old Trafford saying you're not going to be signing anybody this week. Let's get into it. So I know you all been complaining. The window's now been open over a week. What is going on, Steve? Why haven't United signed anyone? Well, probably because our manager's only just got here. And he's not seen any of them in training just yet. That happens in a couple of weeks, actually. I'm frustrated, you're frustrated, but lads, relax. We'll get there in the end, hopefully, right? You know, chill, Winston. Who are we signing? And are we signing anyone? Let's get into it. So the first name on my little list here is Christian Erickson. He's a free agent. He surprised all of us, I would imagine, unless you were sitting there going, nah, I knew he'd do that. I definitely knew he'd do that, because I didn't know he'd do that. He comes in, he absolutely smashes it back end of the Premier League season, puts in some sensational performances, puts himself right in the shop window. The sort of thing that Tony Marshall was planning on doing, I imagine, but didn't. He's put himself right in the shop window, and now it looks like he could be coming to Manchester United. David Ornstein is reporting that he's going to be giving serious considerations to a move to United this summer. Now, it looks like there's something in this one, but I'm not going to get too carried away just yet. The fact he's a free agent doesn't necessarily mean that we're the only ones that can be in for him. As it says, both Tottenham and Brentford have also made bids for him. So I reckon, yeah, United probably are looking at him, but I don't think there's anything serious in this. So I'm going to say, and I say nothing serious in this right now, 4 out of 10. Next on my little list then is Vitinha, Porto, centre mid. What's happening with there then? So it's Record, which is a Portuguese outlet, and they're coming in and saying United are ready to meet Vitinha's exit clause, which is about 35 million quid. And Porto really want to keep him, so paying the release clause is the only way to buy the player. All right, that's literally why release clauses are there. Okay, carry on. Obviously, he was at Wolves in the 2021 season, and it was a little bit underwhelming. He didn't even make 20 appearances. Is he coming to United, though? See, listen, I think he's a good player, and I think he's not a bad option for United if you're going to move in that sort of direction. The Portuguese outlets, honestly, they're like Twitter, aren't they? Portuguese outlets are just like, United are signing everyone. Now, I remember when Jose was here, and I don't think it's changed. I'm not sure it was just because Jose was here either. I think it was just like a United policy. They said if there's a top flight game happening in Portugal, assume there is a United scout out there because we've got that many scouts in Portugal. So it's a very easy leap to go into, oh, United are scouting this kid, United are scouting this kid, because it's probably true. But just because you're scouting them doesn't mean that you're buying them. It's called window shopping. It's called evaluating the market. Now, I wish they would do a little bit more movement, but you've got to do that bit before you do the next bit. So have we probably scouted him? Yes. Do we like him? You'd hope so. Does it mean we're buying him? No! Fucking hell. Vitinha, United. 0 out of 10. De Jong. Oh, at least, is there an update? Well, let's look. Ten Hag expects Manchester United to complete... I'll rephrase that. Ten Hag expects Manchester United board to complete £60 million De Jong transfer. This is in the Metro. Sorry. The Dutchman is United's #1 target, and the Red Devils have delayed moves for other players in a desperate bid to land the former Ajax ace. And apparently now Barcelona are pushing for a bigger fee, given that United are desperate for De Jong, and he's not entirely convinced over a move at Old Trafford. So, is that any extra news? Honestly, it doesn't sound like it's a lot more extra news, does it? It sounds like it's a little bit of news. Doesn't sound like loads. But here's the line that kills me. Ten Hag expects. Ten Hag expects. What does he expect? Look, mate, I know you're new. I know you're the guy that's going to be in charge. Don't expect fuck all here, because that's just going to lead you to disappointment. If it had been Ten Hag hopes, I'd have been like, me and you too, brother. But Ten Hag expects... You're not at Ajax anymore, my friend. You have to sod the expecting right off and sit with us in the hope it doesn't all go tits up and set on fire sort of camp. And it also, to be fair, doesn't give a timeline. It just says, Ten Hag expects United board to complete a £60 million De Jong transfer. That's all right. Because if we can go right the way up to deadline day, you better believe this board will do. Now, do I think United are going to get De Jong? I do. But it's at 7 out of 10 at the moment, and you've still got the and ahhing of the play, you've still got the and ahhing over the fee. We've not yet sort of lined up those two dots. Denzel Dumfries. What's happening with Denzel Dumfries? Obviously, Inter, defender. Apparently, Chelsea are going to rival Manchester United in a race to sign Inter Milan. Why is it a race? Can you come second in a race to sign someone? You can't sign them second, can you? Because actually, if you sign them second, did you actually win? Because you're the one that ends up with a player. If that guy signs someone and then we sign him second, you don't want to win that race. You want to be the last man standing in that race. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Hey, no, I'm saying. What's this in? It's in the Daily Mail. So apparently they're going to rival us in the race that we don't want to win if we want the player. He's available for somewhere in the region of £21 million. I got to ask, like, why do Chelsea want him? And if you're Denzel Dumfries, Chelsea might be a better prospect for you at the moment. Obviously Champions League football, but you're playing second fiddle to Reece James, where you come to United and you start. I can't give there anything on this at the moment. It doesn't seem like there's nothing in it at all, except the fact that we know United need a fullback because he's pretty much told Aaron Wan-Bissaka to start looking at houses back in London again. I'm going to give it a 1 out of 10. Goncalo Inacio, Sporting, centre-half, 20 years of age. And again, it's Portuguese outlet, Ebola. In terms of like transfer reliabilities, where do we sit on this one? Portuguese outlets talk a lot of macca, don't they? They link you to everyone and ultimately leave you disappointed. Portuguese outlet Ebola report that United are preparing an offer worth 38 million. How do you prepare an offer? I haven't seen anybody keeping tabs on anybody today, but how do you prepare an offer? How do you start to prepare an offer? And how do you know that they're preparing an offer? If you say United are interested in him, you go, all right, cool, I can buy that. I can buy that United are interested in virtually every footballer in the world, because we know, apparently, they scouted 302 right-backs before we decided to buy the one that was playing all right in the Premier League. So you tell us, like, how are they preparing an offer? And how do you know? How do you know? Because surely, without going all Yoda on you, do or do not, right? How do you prepare an offer? Honestly, think about it. If you're going to make an offer, you make an offer. If you're preparing an offer, that's doing nothing. That's thinking. And how do you know what people are thinking? Full of shit, mate. Full of shit, mate. Right, anyway, £38 million, and that's coincidentally what his release clause is. It's not a fucking offer then, is it? If you're preparing an offer, and the offer just happens to be what his release clause is, you're not preparing an offer, are you? You're going getting that shit. That's not... Do better, lads. Honestly. Journalists, pull your fucking socks up. Just... An 8-year-old can pull that apart. An 8-year-old's be like, hang on, lads, let me just fucking park the bus a sec. Let me just go through that one, Ruby, right? So, you know what they're thinking. Thinking, right? And they're going to prepare an offer. An offer suggests that there's a take it or leave it element. You know, there's an offer, there's acceptance. Basics of contract law for anyone who's interested, right? There's an offer, there's acceptance. When there is a release clause, it's not an offer, it's an activation. And you go get that shit. Apparently it also says, which this is how you know they're just fucking sprinkling fairy dust and hoping for the best here. Barcelona and Newcastle are also said to be interested. Why? Because Newcastle are the new fucking shiny things with a load of cash, yeah. Yeah. It's Miguel Pino leading the negotiations. Well, is there negotiations when they're not preparing? They're preparing an offer, what negotiations is there? And if there's a release, fuck me, lads. This is like getting a story off a fucking 5-year-old who's just shit on your floor. Wasn't me, it was a dog. We ain't got a dog. Yeah, fuck. We should get a dog. But apparently he's the geezer who's helped United sign Bruno Fernandes. So, is someone just throwing keyword bingo in? What was that? Miguel, that was it. Put his name in there. All right, yeah. Say we're thinking about preparing an offer with tabs and that. He's got a release clause, yeah. Say it's as much as his release clause is. Fuck off. 0 out of 10. You absolute lying scumbags. There's fucking nothing in this. You're just fucking throwing names out. And this one, I'm not going to give this one a rating. I got a little line here on Timber, and it's not a good line. Dutch reporter Mike Verwege. I mean, that is a horrible name to pronounce for an English speaker, I'm going to be honest with you. It's probably like Verm or something in it, right? But I honestly don't know how you say it. Apologies. He says Timber's determined that it's too much of a risk to move to Old Trafford at this point in time, and he would prefer to stay at Ajax. You'd have to take that at face value, won't you? And just say, yeah, that's that one fucking scrubbed. Maybe that's why the interest in Dumfries has come back. We still haven't obviously identified that centre-half that we need to get. Listen, there's only a week in. Got loads more shouty, angry Steve standing outside here going, what is that? It's well sunny today. Like proper sunny. That's the ins. Here's what it is. Here's the outs. Dean Henderson, Nottingham Forest. Fabrizio Romano has been saying that Nottingham Forest are looking at loaning him with an option to buy him for 20 million. Can I buy that one? Yes, I can. He seemingly spat his dummy out at some point during the middle of last season, decided that he wanted to get out of Dodge. There's an opportunity for him right there, and he'll probably do pretty well for him because he is a good goalkeeper. I think the only thing that will probably stop this is if old Eric comes in and he's like, actually, let me have a bit of a look at you. You might be number one, but with how much De Gea's on, I'm not sure he's going to even have that responsibility or that option. So Dean Henderson, Nottingham Forest. We're not, as Fabrizio would say, here we go stage yet. But I'd take this one serious. I'll say 7 out of 10 for that one. Anyway, that's it from me this week. I'm having a fucking beer. Are we going to do anything this week? Am I going to be standing here next week giving something like 8 or 9 out of 10? What do you reckon? I think I am, you know. I think we're going to get something sorted in the next 7 days. I'll see you here next week, and I'll fucking find out how right I was, won't I? Or wrong. Laters.